The transfer portal has been going crazy ever since it opened up. Every day, it seems like there are hundreds of players who are putting their name into the portal. The last few days have been especially crazy as some really talented players have transferred to new programs. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some of the best players who have transferred to new schools over the last few days. Before we get to today's video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are that you love college football. And odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. I'm posting college football videos all off season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, make sure to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. We'll start with probably the biggest quarterback name to transfer, as former NC State quarterback Devin Leary transferred to Kentucky. He was rated as the best quarterback transfer in the portal by 24/7 Sports and On3. Entering the season, I actually had Devin Leary as a Heisman dark horse, but unfortunately, his season just didn't go great. He appeared in only 6 games before his season was cut short due to an injury. In 2021, he emerged as one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football. He threw for over 3,400 yards with 35 passing touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. With Kentucky losing Will Levis to the draft, they honestly might have upgraded at the quarterback position and now have one of the top quarterbacks in the entire SEC. This is becoming a yearly tradition, but JT Daniels is at a brand new program once again. He'll be at his 4th school, with this one being Rice. Honestly, I can't even fault him for this move. Rice is considered one of the best academic programs in the entire country, so you might as well get a pretty good degree to help for your future. Daniels spent last season at West Virginia after 2 seasons with USC and 2 seasons with Georgia. In 10 games for the Mountaineers, he threw for 2,100 yards with 13 passing touchdowns and 9 interceptions. According to ESPN, the appeal of competing in a pro-style system at Rice under coach Mike Bloomgren was appealing to Daniels. There is a familiarity between Daniels and Bloomgren, who began recruiting the quarterback when he was a high school freshman in 2015. Back then, Bloomgren served as Stanford's offensive coordinator. He also attempted to recruit JT Daniels to Rice the previous 2 times he transferred. Now, there's actually going to be a lot of hype surrounding Rice next year. Daniels will arrive with the 2023 recruiting class considered to be the best in school history. Plus, Rice is going to be making the jump from Conference USA to the American Conference. It's not often we talk about offensive linemen when it comes to the transfer portal, but Oregon landed the best one available in former Rhode Island offensive lineman Johnny Cornelius. According to On3, he was the best offensive lineman available and the number 3 overall player in the transfer portal. After the Ducks killed it on signing day, this wasn't a bad pickup via the transfer portal. This past season, Cornelius was a first-team All-CAA selection at Rhode Island. Georgia picked up a number of wide receivers in the portal. The first being Ra Thomas from Mississippi State, viewed as the number 3 receiver in the portal according to 24/7 Sports. He was the best receiver for the Bulldogs in 2022. Thomas led the team with over 600 receiving yards on 44 catches with 7 receiving touchdowns. Georgia added their second receiver in former Missouri wide receiver Dominic Lovett. He was fantastic for the Tigers in 2022 as he caught 56 passes for 850 yards, both of which led Missouri. He also caught 3 touchdowns as well. Lovett was 7th in the SEC in receptions per game and was 3rd in the conference in receiving yards per game, averaging more than 70 yards a contest. He had 4 games last season with at least 100 receiving yards. For a team that's going to need some weapons in 2023, Georgia picked up 2 of the best receivers that were currently in the portal. Another wide receiver that is on the move is Devontae Walker, who transferred from Kent State to North Carolina. Walker originally signed with NC Central, but after their 2020 season was canceled, he transferred to Kent State. This past season, Walker broke out with 58 catches for nearly 1,000 receiving yards and 11 receiving touchdowns. His best game of the season came against Georgia, where he reeled in 7 catches for over 100 yards with a receiving touchdown. The main reason Walker transferred to North Carolina was the chance to catch passes from Drake May, who he said could be a potential Heisman winner in 2023. Texas A&M picked up former 5-star cornerback Tony Grimes as he transferred from North Carolina. After reclassifying to the 2020 class, Grimes was considered one of the top cornerbacks of his recruiting class, but he just hasn't really lived up to the hype during his first 3 seasons with the Tar Heels. In 32 career games, he's racked up 97 tackles with 74 solo tackles. He has 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, and 19 pass breakups. After an ACC honorable mention last season, Grimes had 36 tackles with 7 pass breakups in 2022. We'll close out this video on a quarterback run as a number of quarterbacks found new programs. We'll start with former Wisconsin quarterback Graham Mertz, who transferred to Florida. Although he was the highest quarterback recruit in Badgers history, he just didn't live up to the hype. Overall, he went 19-13 as the starting quarterback, but just put up some really underwhelming numbers. He completed fewer than 60% of his passes while throwing for 5,400 yards with 38 touchdowns and 26 interceptions. With Anthony Richardson declaring for the draft, the Gators were in need of a starting quarterback. Things didn't go as planned with Wisconsin, but maybe Graham Mertz can turn things around in the SEC. Emory Jones will be with his 3rd program in 3 years as he transferred to Cincinnati. He spent last season with Arizona State after 4 years with Florida. For ASU in 2022, Jones appeared in 8 games, throwing for 1,500 yards with 11 total touchdowns. He ultimately was benched and lost the starting job to close out the season. During his time with Florida, he threw for over 3,300 yards with 36 total touchdowns. Jones will get a fresh start with new head coach Scott Satterfield as Cincinnati moves to the Big 12 next season. With Jake Haener leaving this offseason, Fresno State picked up their new starting quarterback in former UCF quarterback Mikey Keane. He comes to Fresno State with 11 starts under his belt. He started 10 games as a true freshman in 2021 and only 1 game in 2022. For his career, he's completing 66% of his passes for 2,400 yards with 23 passing touchdowns. As a true freshman last season, he guided the Knights to a 7-3 record while throwing for 1,700 yards with 17 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. In Keane's lone start of 2022, he picked up the victory against Memphis, completing 22 of 28 passes for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. We'll wrap up this video with former Texas A&M quarterback Eli Stowers, who transferred to New Mexico State. During his first 2 years with A&M, he's appeared in only 5 games, but hasn't really made much of a dent. Texas A&M had quite the quarterback battle this season, as there were a number of quarterbacks that were in the running to start for the Aggies. However, Stowers just never got his opportunity. He's a former top 100 prospect and was considered to be a top 10 quarterback of his recruiting class. However, he just couldn't get a shot with A&M. It was a little shocking to see him transfer to New Mexico State, but maybe he wanted a chance to see game action and light up the stat sheet. Well, that wraps it up for today's video. Which player from today's list do you think will make the biggest impact at their new school in 2023? Let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos all off season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.